Hello everyone, and welcome to the D-Tech Driver Training Student Support channel. Today, we are taking a close look at the Blacktown Service NSW driving test routes. While some of the test paths have evolved over the years, we'll briefly discuss a few historical route patterns before focusing on the main paths used today. In this video, we are covering the Blacktown Hospital routes. These routes pass one of Blacktown's most recognizable landmarks, making it much easier for you to remember key areas and plan your practice sessions after watching this guide. We'll also highlight common testing zones, important intersections, school zones, ideal lane change locations, and potential hazards that examiners frequently use to assess learner drivers. Main testing areas and surrounding suburbs. The main testing areas around Blacktown Service NSW cover key corridors including Blacktown Road, Main Street, Bungarribee Road, Flushcombe Road, Lancelot Street, Newton Road, Walters Road, and Kildare Road, as well as nearby residential streets. Depending on the specific route selected by the examiner on the day, the drive may extend into neighboring suburbs such as Seven Hills, Bungarribee, Prospect, Lala Park, or Marayong. Many routes also pass through the Blacktown CBD, where drivers must demonstrate safe interaction with heavier traffic, pedestrians, buses, and multi-lane setups. Historical route patterns and insights. Historically, some test routes included challenging sections around Sunnyhold Road and Main Street. During busy traffic periods, these areas often created difficulties for applicants due to congestion, complex lane changes, and multiple traffic light-controlled intersections. The area near Sunnyhold Road and 3rd Avenue, close to McDonald's Blacktown, was particularly demanding during peak traffic hours. Examiners could observe how applicants manage lane positioning, gap selection, and decision-making under heavier traffic conditions. Some older routes also passed locations where red light speed cameras were installed. However, many of these sections are no longer commonly included in current driving test routes. What to expect and how you assessed. Throughout your driving test, you'll be assessed across multiple driving situations designed to evaluate your ability to drive safely and independently. You'll encounter stop and give way signs, single and multi-lane roundabouts, active school zones, traffic lights, and merging lanes. Testing officers evaluate your performance across 4 core low-risk driving categories: speed management, road positioning, decision-making, vehicle control. To pass, You must demonstrate safe driving throughout the test and avoid any actions that result in a fail or immediate termination of the assessment. The 3 most common reasons applicants lose points are disobeying traffic signs, signals, or road markings, exceeding the speed limit, especially in active school zones or when speed limits drop unexpectedly, failing to perform mandatory observation checks, like blind spot head checks during turns and lane changes. Test center setup and driver preparation. Taking your practical driving test can be nerve-wracking, but knowing what to expect gives you a massive confidence boost right out of the gate. Blacktown Service NSW is located at Blacktown Megacenter, Shop B1 B2, 14, St. Martin's Crescent. Keep in mind that the driver testing area isn't at the main front entrance. It's located around the rear of the building in the designated driver testing car park. Here are 3 crucial tips before you even turn the key. When you arrive for your test, reverse park into your space so you can drive forward out of the bay. This makes moving off smooth and avoids reversing into traffic right at the start. The moment you start moving, stay on high alert. Watch closely for pedestrians, shoppers, and other parked cars moving off. Testing officers and other applicants walk through this car park constantly. Yielding to pedestrians before leaving the bay keeps your test on track before you even hit the main road. Remember, success on test day isn't about driving perfectly. It's about driving safely, making good decisions, and demonstrating low-risk driving habits every step of the way. Now that you know what to expect on test day and how the assessment works, let's jump into our first Blacktown Hospital test route and see exactly what you'll encounter behind the wheel. As we drive, pay close attention to the speed zones, observation points, lane selections, and common hazard areas. Most importantly, notice how each section of the route relates back to speed management. Road positioning, decision-making, and vehicle control, because that's exactly how examiners assess your drive. Leaving the testing bay in Bungarribee Road. We are now leaving the Blacktown Service NSW driver testing area. As you exit the parking area, remember that your assessment has already started. Perform a final mirror check, observe for pedestrians, and prepare to turn. As you exit the bay, the testing officer will direct you to turn right onto St. Martin's Crescent, where the default speed limit is 50 km per hour. Shortly after passing the Blacktown ambulance station, you'll turn left onto Bungarribee Road. Before making that left turn, make sure you thoroughly check your blind spot for bicycles and other vehicles hiding in your mirrors. Instructor tip: as soon as it is safe to do so, move into the far right lane and begin preparing for the upcoming right turn into Craigley Street. Right after passing the traffic lights at Panorama Parade. Practice lane changing smoothly and safely here. The same corridor is used for multiple test paths, like turning left into Lock Street opposite Panorama Parade. Hospital roundabouts and Marcel Crescent hazards. Continuing down Craigley Street, you'll head towards a roundabout at Panorama Parade, followed shortly by another roundabout leading onto the Blacktown Hospital Loop Road. Observation routine. As you approach each roundabout, remember your observation routine. Check ahead, check to the right, assess vehicle movements, and be prepared to give way when required. Examiners pay close attention to both your speed management and observation habits through these hospital roundabouts. Key hazard area. Pay extra attention to vehicles entering and exiting the hospital grounds, as traffic movements can be unpredictable in this area. As you pass patient and visitor car park 3, cross another roundabout while watching out for visitors and patients. Heading through Marcel Crescent, keep an eye on pedestrian crossings where hospital staff, nurses, patients, and visitors frequently cross one after another. Critical fail trap, Marcel Crescent and Main Street. This next intersection catches out a surprising number of applicants. As you approach the traffic lights at Main Street, pay close attention to the Keep Clear markings and the Do Not Queue Across intersection signs at Grafton Street. Never enter the intersection unless your exit path is completely clear. Stay correctly positioned within the designated left turn lane on Marcel Crescent and watch carefully for changing traffic signals. Do not attempt to rush through a changing amber light, and don't miss your green turning arrow. Before turning left, perform a clear blind spot head check for cyclists, scooter riders, and pedestrians. Many applicants lose points here due to poor observation, incorrect lane discipline, or blocking the intersection. Make sure you stay patient and only proceed when it's safe. Main Street CBD and 40 km per hour high pedestrian activity zone. Once on Main Street, the testing officer will direct you to continue straight ahead. Critical speed change. Pay close attention to the posted speed signs through this section. Main Street through the Blacktown CBD operates as a 40 km per hour high pedestrian activity zone, extending from Campbell Street past the Workers' Club and towards the Newton Road intersection. This is one of the busiest sections of the route, so always keep your scanning active. Watch carefully for pedestrians approaching crossings, particularly around the Blacktown Workers' Club and nearby shops. Many pedestrians step out unexpectedly, especially during busy periods. Be aware of parked vehicles along the roadside. Drivers may open doors, pull away from the curb, or merge into traffic with little or no warning. Even in slow-moving CBD traffic, maintain a safe following distance and avoid becoming too focused on the vehicle directly ahead. Continue scanning well down the road for developing hazards. As you approach the major intersection at Sunnyhold Road and Newton Road, plan your lane position early and aim to be established in the far left lane well before reaching the traffic lights. This lane is commonly used for traffic continuing through Main Street and towards Newton Road. Keep your speed steady, maintain safe spacing, and listen carefully for the examiner's next instruction. Newton Road turn and school zone enforcement area. Approaching the intersection, the testing officer will instruct you to turn right at the traffic lights onto Newton Road. Critical assessment point. Lane discipline. This intersection uses dual right turn lanes. Once you select your turning lane, remain within that lane throughout the entire turn. Examiners pay close attention here because many applicants allow their vehicle to drift toward the adjacent lane while turning. Maintain good steering control, follow the lane markings, and finish the turn in the correct lane. As you continue along Newton Road, you'll pass Patrician Brothers College, where extra attention is required during school zone operating times. School zone awareness. During active school zone times, smoothly reduce your speed to the posted 40 km per hour limit before entering the zone, and maintain it consistently until you pass the school zone end sign. This area also contains automated enforcement cameras, so maintaining the correct speed and obeying traffic signals is essential. Stop line discipline. As you approach the traffic lights, always assess early whether you can safely stop if the signal changes. If stopping is required, bring the vehicle to a smooth and controlled stop behind the solid white stop line. Many applicants make unnecessary mistakes by braking late, stopping over the line, or rushing through a changing amber signal. Remember, the safest option is usually the simplest one. Stay calm, anticipate the traffic lights ahead, and make your decision early rather than at the last moment. Keep your observation checks active, monitor your speed carefully, and continue preparing for the examiner's next instruction. Patrick Street and Bungarribee Road Giveaway Transition. If you're positioned in the right lane on Newton Road, the officer will instruct you to turn left at the upcoming traffic lights onto Patrick Street. Observation and lane change. Perform a safe left lane change early. Check your interior mirror, left side mirror, and conduct a clear left blind spot head check before moving across. Watch carefully for last-minute right-turning traffic heading toward West Point and Kmart Blacktown, and scan for pedestrians at the traffic lights before completing your left turn into Patrick Street. Continue past Ashwell Road and Barrel Road until you reach the giveaway sign at Bungarribee Road. Examiners evaluate your gap selection and observation routine. Check thoroughly for oncoming traffic on Bungarribee Road before joining the flow. Instructor tip: if safe to do so, aim for the far right lane as you turn onto Bungarribee Road. Establishing position in the right lane early sets you up smoothly for the upcoming multi-lane roundabout at Flushcombe Road and avoids unnecessary lane changes in heavy traffic. Flushcombe Road multi-lane roundabout and part-time signals. Remember, good driving isn't about being the fastest driver on the road. It's about being safe, predictable, and making good decisions. Ahead lies the busy multi-lane roundabout at Flushcombe Road, which features part-time signals. During peak hours or when pedestrians activate the crossing, the signal cycle. Amber flashes briefly, followed by a solid red light. Once pedestrians have crossed safely, the signal cycles through amber and then switches off, returning the intersection to normal roundabout operation. How to negotiate this roundabout? Lane selection. Select your lane early based on your destination. Give way rules. Give way to all circulating traffic approaching from your right, as well as oncoming vehicles turning across your path. Timing. Pay close attention to oncoming vehicles going straight. When circulating traffic yields to them, a safe gap often opens for you to enter smoothly. Exiting signal. As you exit the roundabout, indicate left for 1 to 2 seconds to signal your departure. Success here comes down to right timing, precise decision-making, and smooth action. Ross Street gap selection and quiet residential navigation. From Bungarribee Road, the examiner will direct you to turn right into Russ Street. Blind crest hazard. Pay close attention to oncoming traffic coming over the subtle hilltop near the Lock Street intersection. Ensure you have a clear, safe gap before turning across the oncoming lane. As you turn into Russ Street, maintain proper road positioning and buffer safely around parked vehicles. This quiet residential area is commonly used for the reverse parallel park. If another driving school vehicle is currently attempting a maneuver, pause safely at a distance and wait until they finish before proceeding. Turn right onto Lock Street. Watch for pedestrians and drivers pulling out from curbside parking spaces. Pass the pedestrian crossing and turn left onto Cres Street. Then proceed via Pendant Avenue into Yale Place. In Yale Place, the testing officer will ask you to pull over and perform a 3-point turn. Remember, the examiner isn't looking for a perfect maneuver. They're looking for safe observations, good vehicle control, and steady decision-making. Here's a simple way to approach it. Point 1. Forward right. Select drive, signal right, and perform a complete 360-degree observation check from left to right over your shoulders. When clear, move forward turning the wheel hard right, stopping smoothly before the opposite curb. Point 2. Reversing left. Select reverse and indicate left. Perform another full shoulder check from right to left and look physically out your rear window before moving. Reverse turning hard left toward the original curb, stopping safely. Point 3. Forward exit. Select drive. Check both directions for oncoming traffic and pedestrians, re-establish your position on the left side of the road, and proceed smoothly back toward Pendant Avenue. Important camera rule. While you are allowed to use your reverse camera as a parking aid, you must perform physical shoulder and head checks before and while moving backwards. Over-relying on the screen without looking around will cost you points. Mitchell High School zone and double line rules on Lock Street. Returning via Pendant Avenue, you'll pass Mitchell High School. School zone alert. Active school zone hours in New South Wales are 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. on school days, with a strict 40 km/h speed limit. Even if it's 9:28 a.m., you must remain under 40 km/h until you pass the end of zone sign. Exceeding the speed limit by even 1 or 2 km/h here is an immediate test fail. Keep a close eye on your speedometer and watch for students or crossing supervisors. Next, at the stop sign at Keyworth Drive, bring your vehicle to a complete 2 to 3 second stop behind the line before checking left and right. Turning back onto Lock Street, you'll notice double unbroken center lines. Double line rule. Under New South Wales road rules, you cannot cross double unbroken lines to overtake. However, if a parked car blocks your lane and there isn't enough space to pass without crossing the line, perform a mirror check and blind spot check, signal, and safely buffer around the obstacle before signaling back into position. Flushcombe Road speed traps and Heapey Street gap selection. Continue through Rutland Street and full-in road to the T intersection at Flushcombe Road. Indicate left for at least 30 meters, slow down, give way to pedestrians and approaching traffic, and join when safe. Speed trap warning. Flushcombe Road has a 50 km/h limit and features a gentle downhill slope past Julie Street. Vehicles naturally pick up speed here, and mobile speed cameras are frequently set up along this road. Monitor your speedometer closely so your speed doesn't creep over 50 km/h. Pass through the roundabout at Lancelot Street and Stella Place. Then prepare to turn right into Heapey Street. Decision making. Position your vehicle straight next to the center dividing line while waiting to turn right. Wait patiently for a safe, comfortable gap in oncoming traffic before turning into Heapey Street. Kerbside stop and reverse parallel park, Orwell and Heapey Streets. From Heapey Street, you'll turn left into Patricia Street, then right onto Huntley Drive and Orwell Street. Orwell Street features designated curbside parking cutouts. Stay correctly positioned on the left side of the road. Near St. Michael's Catholic Church, you'll turn right back onto Heapey Street, where examiners frequently conduct the curbside stop or reverse parallel park. Curbside stop execution. Indicate left, check your interior mirror, side mirror, and left blind spot. Smoothly bring the vehicle parallel to the curb, within 50 centimeters, without touching the curb. Select park, apply the park brake, and turn off the engine if requested. Leaving the curb. When instructed to resume, indicate right for a full 5 seconds, perform mirror and shoulder checks, give way to all moving traffic, and move off smoothly when safe. Lancelot Street roundabouts and Prospect Highway return. Turn left back onto Flushcombe Road, then turn right onto Lancelot Street. You will navigate 5 consecutive roundabouts along Lancelot Street. Focus on your core skills, maintain correct lane discipline, and control your speed smoothly. Instructor tip. Unlike the multi-lane roundabout on Bungarribee Road where exit signals are strictly required, these are small single-lane roundabouts. Under NSW rules, when going straight through a small single-lane roundabout, an exit signal is only required if practical. Focus on safe vehicle control and keeping your speed steady. Next, turn left onto Prospect Highway and Blacktown Road. Speed transition. Prospect Highway allows up to 70 km/h. As you transition onto Blacktown Road, stay in the left lane adjacent to the bus lane. Driving smoothly around 65 km/h in this left lane keeps you well positioned for the return to the test center without needing sudden lane changes. Pass St. Martin's Crescent and the Mega Center. When the officer directs you to turn left at the traffic lights into Bungarribee Road, move into the designated left turning lane early. Return to Blacktown Service NSW and final test debrief. By this stage of the test, most of the critical assessment areas have already been completed. Stay focused, maintain your observation routine, and avoid relaxing too early. From Bungarribee Road, pass the Blacktown ambulance station and turn left onto St. Martin's Crescent. You are now on the final approach back to where your test started. Final car park hazards. As you enter the St. Martin's Crescent precinct, keep your guard up. Watch for vehicles exiting the Megacentre car park and scan continuously for pedestrians, instructors, and other testing applicants walking across the car park. Causing a hazard right at the end of your drive can result in a late fail. Stay focused until the engine is turned off. The testing officer will guide you back into the driver testing area and instruct you where to park. Once safely parked, switch off the engine. Head inside the Service NSW office with your officer and receive your test debrief and official result. If this route feels challenging, remember that confidence comes from preparation, repetition, and understanding what examiners are looking for. You don't have to leave your test day up to pure luck or nerves. At D-Tech Driver Training, we offer a specialized Blacktown driving test preparation and car hire package. For just $200. We'll pick you up directly from home or Blacktown train station. Take you through a highly focused 1-hour pre-test warm-up lesson to check live traffic and settle your nerves. And provide our certified dual-control vehicle for your official test, giving you total peace of mind. Ready to smash your practical driving test and get your P-plates? Give us a call or text at 0468 525 626 or visit dtechdrivertraining.com.au to secure your spot. Remember, driving test success isn't about perfection. It's about being safe, predictable, and low risk every time you get behind the wheel. Thanks for watching this D-Tech Driver Training Guide. If you found it helpful, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with other learner drivers preparing for their Blacktown driving test. Drive safely, stay predictable, and I'll see you in the next D-Tech Driver Training Route Guide.